Well, our next match is an Extreme Rules rematch from Edge of Midnight in New York City, as these two wrestled to the first ever time limit draw in MMWF history, Kaz Octet versus Whitney Wilson. In that tables match, a grudge match normally used to settle grudges between two wrestlers, and these two have a grudge, let me tell you. But they were unable to settle it on the big stage at Edge of Midnight, instead wrestling to a time limit draw. Well, here it's not just tables. In this match, it's everything. Tables, ladders, chairs, kendo sticks, baseball bats, cattle prods, you name it. And here we go. Kaz, I'll go ahead and let your entrance play out for us. As Kaz finally gets off the scissor jack, now's a good time to talk about the tail of the tape between these two. And honestly, the tail of the tape favors Whitney Wilson. Whitney, a two-time Valkyrie Division Champion. Kaz only has one to her name. Power rating this season, Whitney is definitely above Kaz, but could not afford the time limit draw that she had to take last Saturday night at Edge of Midnight. Kaz, that time limit draw actually helped her more than hurt her.
Making her way to the ring from Columbus, Ohio, the Spider.
And indeed, as Whitney was in FSCW reinventing herself and trying to get her career back on track, Kaz Octet was winning the Valkyrie Division Championship and becoming one of the stronger people in the Fed. Kaz Octet, not the favorite in this match by any means, but she's also got to be thinking about Taco Truck and what happened that match. Taco Loco and Mama Negra, her partners, taking the loss as Mamba submits to Trav Karan's Biggie Tamer. Kaz has quite a bit to fight for tonight. We talked about at Edge of Midnight what this match means for who could be facing Yukiko or Jill next for that Valkyrie Division Championship. As Whitney, her entrance, let's be honest, is just as ostentatious as Kaz's. All the spotlights in Columbus are on that girl right there. Whitney Wilson, the longest Valkyrie Division Championship reign in the history of the Fed. Jill tried to challenge that and lost in a cage match to Yukiko Kitagawa and Whitney's own sister. Whitney has a chance to reclaim that Valkyrie Division Championship. It's sitting in front of her basically right now. That this could be the road to a third Valkyrie championship. It's Whitney in the ring now. Plain City, where she was born and raised, not far from here, not far from Dublin, Ohio. She goes to her corner here, and we're getting ready to start things off. Of course, the MMWF looking for its first three-time Valkyrie Division Championship. Could it be Whitney? And as you can see in the upper right-hand corner, we do have the timer going down. This is a timed match. Hopefully these two can wrestle to a conclusion in that time limit. You've got to think that that is coming from Koichi Orimura himself, or maybe even from higher than him, from Justin or Reidner. After what happened at Edge of Midnight, these two wrestling for almost half an hour without any conclusion, and Kaz is now mocking Whitney here. Big spinning leg drop there. Kaz has started things off with some very nice strikes, now going to the second rope. And the crossbody connects.
She's going to need to find a way to mount an offense here. You know, she's the kind of competitor that actually likes getting hit. It motivates her. And this might just be what she needs to...
And a running slam across all three all three ropes, and Kaz has to leave the ring and catch her breath a little bit. Kaz Octet. Oh, that's a reversal from Whitney. Very nice. Using her size to her advantage. When you talk about size in the MMWF, you got to think about Whitney. You got to think about Andromeda. The Valkyrie division has a range of competitors, and now that table, and this does not seem like a good idea, bringing in a table at this point in the match.
Even me. She has one of the most effective overhands in the game. What a headbutt.
And a headbutt there by Whitney. Kaz rolling over. Of course, both of these Valkyries are going to be interested in seeing our main event tonight. Jill versus Yukiko, the rematch for the Valkyrie Division Championship. If Jill wins, she joins Whitney as a two-time Valkyrie Division champion.
Nothing she can't fire back from, though.
Pump the brakes a bit, Cole. I know exactly what you're thinking, and I can tell you with all certainty, she still has plenty of gas left.
Russian leg sweep by Whitney. Drops Kaz. Here's the first pin of the match. One.
It's going to take more than that to keep her down.
And a big spine buster by Kaz on the bottom rope, and Whitney has got to be really feeling that one. Kaz continuing to work over Whitney here. Whitney has got to get back on her feet, but now she's going to be tracked in a bow and arrow lock, and one of the submission holds, many submission holds, that Kaz has in her arsenal.
And she escapes the submission.
Not a lot of people can break out of that one, Michael.
Legs taken out by the Russian leg sweep.
Taylor Tyrod keeping an eye on things here. Kaz continuing to weaken up the legs, and now she's setting up the table, and possibly we could see somebody go through a table tonight. That would be insane after what happened at Edge of Midnight, as Whitney lined up onto the table. Kaz, the dropkick misses. Kaz almost put herself through that table. Whitney now puts the table
Fighting to get back to her feet here. She's just taking
into another corner,
She's got to move fast.
getting a better angle, honestly, with where Kaz was. As Kaz now, a reversal maybe? No, it is not. Whitney reverses the reversal and gets the backbreaker anyway. Here's the pin. One.
and the shoulders up.
She's more durable than she looks, guys.
And now a nerve hold by Whitney.
The shoulders taking a great amount of abuse.
Of course, in this match, this submissions will win. You don't need to put your opponent through the table to get the victory. But Kaz could be going through the table when he whips her into the table. And there's a drop kick, and the table breaks!
Can't help but wonder how much of this she can sustain.
The table is broken after so much waiting. At New York City, Whitney Drop kicks Kaz through a table less than 5 minutes into this match. Kaz now working on Whitney here, but she's playing from behind. With an uppercut. And what could Whitney be looking at here? Big power bomb. That's what. Remember that the debris from that table would make a very effective weapon, but here's the pin. 2. Oh, not even a 2 count. Whitney, an elbow to the lower back. You know, I do want to note, I just looked over to my side here in the timekeeper's area, and Koichi Orimura himself is actually in the timekeeper area. I can't believe this. I guess we were seeing some little faith as a big clothesline, almost a clothesline from hell, takes down Kaz, and Kaz is stunned. We are now under 10 minutes to go in this match, apparently, according to our timekeeper. Whitney dragging Kaz up, and there's a knee to the face. Pinned by Whitney after the knee. 1. Not even 2. Whitney off the ropes and a double axe handle to the back of Kaz Octet. The Spider having some problems getting to all 8 legs here, I guess, as Kaz finally sweeps Whitney off her feet. Nice kick to the midsection. And the belly-to-belly put down. There's the belly-to-belly. Kaz has Whitney set up. Here's the pin after the belly-to-belly. 1, 2. There's a 2 count, but Kaz has got to be thinking she's ready for the submission move. There's any number of submission moves in her arsenal she could use to win here. Kaz working on Whitney here, but Whitney with a fireman carry grounds Kaz. And now Whitney putting Kaz up. Fall away slam. And Whitney posing to the crowd as Kaz struggles to get back to her feet. Whitney with a clubbing forearm again to the back of Kaz. Whitney really doing a good job working on the back of Kaz. She seems to have that spine targeted. All a setup for the pop-up Samoan drop. Whitney has won both that before. Here's the pin. 2, 3. It's not 3. It's not 3. Kaz back on her feet. Whitney trying to go for an arm drag. Kaz throws her, and now Kaz trying to go on offense here. No. No way! Kaz looking for her own finisher! The figure 4! It's locked in! No rope break! Whitney's got to use the ropes to try and reverse the pressure or get out of the hold. She's gonna reverse the pressure! She's reversing on Kaz, and Kaz gets out of it wisely. Getting out of the figure 4 before Whitney can do much damage to Kaz. Whitney continuing to show off her strength. And it's power versus technical now. 2. Koichi signaling to me that we are halfway through the match. Halfway through this time limit that has been set on the match. Whitney seems to be very confident in her chances here.
Superstars appear to be operating on fumes here, guys.
Funnily enough, this Extreme Rules match has only seen a table like in that tables match at Edge of Midnight, and they've already broken it. Wonder if they considered this match overtime, as now it's starting to become a submission match here. Kaz trying to come back. Nice couple of strikes, but again thrown off by Whitney. Whitney rushing at Kaz. There's a big side slam. And Whitney's power seems to be enough to overcome Kaz's technical ability here. There's a 2. Kaz kicks out.
The size of this girl's heart is simply immeasurable.
Kaz is still grounded and still dazed, and Whitney's going to continue working over her. And Whitney signals that it's time to end the match.
Surprised if she doesn't get up here, guys. Yeah, this might just be the end of the line for her.
Oh my goodness, what a big sit down from Whitney. Here's the pin. 1, 2, ooh, 2.5 after the big sit down. Shades of Sumo Scheiderman. And now Whitney's looking to really put this match away. Oh no, the great equalizer has come into play.
It looks like even the winner of this match will walk out of here beaten and battered.
Kaz slow to get up, but Whitney has the great equalizer. Kaz manages to dodge the first shot, wrenches the ladder away. That ladder is still in play, though. Looking for the pop-up Samoan again. Kaz was able to get out of it. And now Kaz into a pump handle. Pump handle backbreaker there. Kaz Octet seems to be in control now. Can she do something with it? The belly-to-belly! Away from the ladder. The pin by Kaz after the belly-to-belly. 1, 2, 2.5. And Koichi motioning to me. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes. Are they going to wrestle to another time limit draw?
You're right, Michael. I mean, she's not even moving.
Taylor Tyrod basically blocking access to that ladder.
A bit of contempt coming through on that slam.
Kaz trying to do what she can to loosen up Whitney here. And oh, what a reversal. What a DDT by Whitney. The pin after the DDT. 1, 2. Oh, a 2.5 again.
I am impressed.
These two are on fire. And you got to feel like the next big move that connects will be the end of it. If Kaz locks in that figure 4, that could be it. And a reversal. Kaz got to be careful around that ladder, though. She almost slammed herself into it.
Matter of time now before this superstar goes for the finisher. And when that happens, you can bet this
Whitney is dazed. Kaz just staring her down. What is going through Kaz's head right now? Kaz almost wheeled Whitney into the referee. Taylor Tyrod had to move very quickly to not get a Whitney to the face there. Kaz Octet has Whitney back on her feet. Once again, Kaz trying to think of how to set things up for the victory here.
Given their performances tonight, it's too bad one of these superstars
Whitney is punch drunk.
out of here on the losing
And
end.
Kaz with the crucifix slams Whitney into the mat. And Whitney once again dazed. Kaz does not have enough time to kill here.
Both these superstars appear to be operating on fumes here, guys.
The timer is continuing to tick down. They could wrestle to another time limit draw. As now Whitney thrown into the ladder.
This beauty can create
Kaz picking Whitney up again. Big spine buster from Kaz. Picks Whitney up. Whitney could take the loss here if she's not careful. And I almost feel like Kaz is using the clock to mock Whitney at this point, counting it down. Maybe Kaz wants the pin as we count down to 0. Another crucifix from Kaz there.
I don't know how these superstars are doing it right
The
now.
ladder right there.
Exhausted.
You've got to feel like that is just one move away from being in play. Whitney finally slams Kaz into the match. She's had enough of Kaz's mocking. Whitney wants to put this match back on her pace. Dragging her away from the ladder here. An interesting decision. There's the pin from Whitney. Oh, using the ropes. The rope-assisted pin. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count.
With all the damage done, you have to wonder how much
Whit
more
now throwing Kaz over by the ladder. Very dangerous situation for Kaz Octet. The spider going up top. Whitney Wilson. Oh, pushed away. Kaz on the top rope. Gets down from the top. Punch to the face of Whitney. A punch to the back of the head. And we could see a number pump handle backbreaker there. And we have the 2-minute warning from Koichi. Koichi signaling the 2-minute warning to me right now. This is interesting, but there's another belly-to-belly. The belly-to-belly from Kaz. Could this be it?
will this be it?
1, 2, 2. It's not enough. It's not enough.
She is on fire.
Is Kaz going to go for the figure 4 to end the match? Whitney is down. Kaz going to line it up. The figure four locked in. Is Whitney going to tap? Is she going to use the ropes? Is she going to reverse the pressure? Is she going to be able to do it? Is she strong enough? She taps out! She taps out to the figure four! Kaz Octet puts this grudge to rest with a submission victory! Is that enough to make Kaz Octet #1 contender? Or is there yet another contender waiting for her in the wings? Perhaps it could be Kelly Crush. Perhaps it could be Andromeda. But with this win over Whitney, you got to think that the people making decisions in this match are making decisions about contendership, are very pleased as Koichi Orimura headed to the back. After this one does not go to a time limit draw, Kaz Octet makes Whitney tap before that 15-minute time limit expired. Kaz gets a big win for Taco Truck. And Whitney now has some questions to answer. Her first one-on-one match loss of the 2K18 season. Well, we're about to go to our main event, ladies and gentlemen, so I can't wait to see you there. Here on the MMWF Network, we are here in Dublin, Ohio, and we're about to get to the main event of Monday Night Versus Episode 4.